Hey all, it's Callum coming to you once again with another video. In this video I'm going to show you through a recent solution we've built for a potential client who is receiving a large invoice that contains multiple different lines, and each line is for a different department. What the customer wanted was the ability to consolidate those lines per department. So rather than the departments looking at all of the lines and saying, oh, I need to approve this, or having to look through the invoice, they just receive one central amount for their department for them to approve. We've achieved that using DocuWare, using native features within DocuWare itself. And without further ado, let's dive in and take a look. So in my example, I'm going to be using a Vodacom invoice from Vodacom in South Africa. And if we look at the invoice itself, we can see that under the subscriber name, we have various different departments with the cell number that is relevant for that department. On the right-hand side, we then have the amounts for each cellular number per department. So now the invoice has come into DocuWare. DocuWare's intelligent indexing is going to read the data. So we can see it's automatically picked up the company name. It's automatically picked up the document number, and I know there's a lot of X's. This is a sample bill that's sent from Vodacom. We have tested this with the customer's actual live invoices, and it does work there as well. Further down, we can see that DocuWare Intelligent Indexing has also picked up the due date. Now, to teach it the rows, it's incredibly simple. All we do is we point and shoot over the first row, tell it where the columns of information are, hit autofill table, and what we will see is DocuWare has gone and automatically captured that information at line level. Now, if we'd wanted to here, we could have also pulled in the cellular numbers. We could have pulled in the VAT and the gross. For the sake of my demonstration, I don't need them here, so I'm not going to pull them in. Now, if I hit store, what's going to happen is that document is going to store away, and our business process is going to kick off automatically in the background. What I can see is that instantly the system has popped up telling me that I now have one document that is awaiting approval. I can see here as well, the system has tracked instantly for me that there are 4 approvals required on this invoice. If we double click and look, that's because there was 4 different departments that were mentioned on the invoice. If I move into my tasks, what I will see now is that each department has been sent their own relevant bill with their own approval amounts. If I'm going as the finance department, I can approve my bill, and that would now leave the finance department's task effectively and is now marked as approval. If we go back to our main bill in the background and refresh the data, what we can see that of the 4 approvals that were required, 1 has been received and it was an approval. I could now come in as the IT department, approve again, click confirm, and that invoice has now left the IT department's list. If I go back to the back end of my system, again, I can see that now of the 4, 2 have been received and 2 are approvals. Just to show that working for rejection, if I come in and reject it now from this department, again, what I can see is in my list, I can now see that we've had 3 total responses, 2 have been approvals, and 1 has been a rejection. We can then build appropriate, relevant business processes off of the data that we have captured from that invoice, off of the approvals or the rejections. If all departments approve, for example, we could post that into the accounts package. If one department rejects, we could then build certain rules based on that department for moving that invoice around the business. Really quick demo, but incredibly powerful, being able to consolidate those lines and process them at a department level rather than at a line by line level. Thanks for watching this far. Hopefully it's piqued some interest in what you or your business could use DocuWare for, or a particular use case that you may have currently in your business for what you would like to be able to do with your invoices. If that is indeed the case, feel free to reach out. My contact details are callum@ao.group, or feel free to drop me a message on either LinkedIn or YouTube or anywhere else, and I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next one. Bye bye.